There it is.
Yo, yo.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm so busy right now. Just running around, running and gunning. I was like, I can't even get home. I got to pull over.
No worries, man. Make sure I guess you got your connection all right. Depending on where you are in San Diego, man. It's
Yeah,
tricky.
I should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What's
good,
going
man.
on?
You just getting your errands done before the anniversary. Oh wow,
Making gear and stuff, you
you got your product, yeah.
know?
Yeah, what do you have new this year in terms of brand, like merchandise?
Well, we're making the flyer into a shirt.
Okay.
And, I just made this other shirt, kind of a play on the Dilla Save My Life shirt.
Okay.
Or Dilla Changed My Life. I put a Freestyle Session Changed My Life.
Nice, man.
Like that because it really did change my life. So if people buy it, I don't. If people buy it, it's cool. If they don't, I mean, as long as I got one.
There'll be
and then
some donations.
and then,
Yeah.
and then also we're printing like a real limited run, probably like 20 to 25 pieces of each of like the first 10 or 12 designs from Freestyle Session. So
Okay.
the Freestyle 1 shirt, the Freestyle 3 shirt, 5,
Wow.
6, 7, 8, 10, and then probably a couple of the other ones. So yeah,
Collect them all, huh?
yeah. So just make them real limited, and if we bring them back, I don't think we're probably gonna bring them back, but we might. Who knows? But I don't really plan on it. It'd be really hard to get. So
So on that first one, did you make shirts as well, like the original?
yeah. But that the first shirt was actually just the logo. It was an older logo. It was
Okay.
like a hand style that my homie Hassler did,
Okay.
and it lasted for 1, 2, and I think 3 maybe, and then we switched the logo again, like for I think 4, and then 5, and then 6. We made a new logo, which was Dies One's logo that we still use today.
I was gonna say, man, it would be awesome to see if there's somebody that has like every single one, just to have
Well,
like a collect them all Pokemon kind of thing, man.
I know they probably have like all the logo shirts. I know
Okay.
they have the first one, and then the second one we made a couple shirts, and then the last logo we've been using forever. So we've
Wow.
always had one. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's exciting. It's exciting to always see like what the new flyer is going to be like, just because the fact that you've always included all the different elements, and that's an important element. It's memorable. So you being able to work with some of these different artists definitely kind of
Yeah, I
expands.
don't, I don't know if you caught it, but this year we put like a popper and like a hip hop dancer in there.
Okay.
So we added to it because usually it would just be like the 4 elements of hip hop,
Okay.
and then we're like the guy popping and another person just dancing on the sides.
Okay. Is that the girl with the 25 and then the guy kind of doing the waves?
But yeah, the other guy's doing like a weird popping move. So,
Okay. Let's see if I can show it here.
yeah,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that was done by Press. He actually did my first event design.
Okay.
Before the first final one, I had made like a black and white flyer, and it was Press and Severe. It was just guys that I used to hang out with, just sketch with, and I was like, "Yo, you guys make a flyer for me?" And they made a flyer for me real fast, and then I actually got Saki from 1520 Cedric DJs.
Okay.
He did the final flyer that we ended up using for the Freestyle Session VHS tape.
For VHS.
Yeah.
It's cool that you could kind of like bring the band back together in a way, like because 25 is special, man.
Yeah.
And these are all cats that have come out of San Diego and LA, or just San Diego from kind of some of the original.
No, Press is from San Diego, Saki's from San Diego.
Okay.
I had this guy Stun from TV did a flyer. I can't even find it. It's like super hard to find. And those were all for one. and then we had some graphic designers do like the second one because it was kind of in a hurry because we did it like literally like 3 or 4 months after the one.
Okay.
And then for 3, Press did 3, and then so Press used to do all the B-Boy Summit flyers, and then he also did this event in Europe called the Ultimate B-Boy Session. So like Press is like, I mean, as far as flyers are concerned, like he's one of the most prolific. I think it's between him and Mode 2 that does the Battle of the Year flyers for me. And then and then a couple years, I would say like after 10, I think 12 or 11, 12 or 13, I started using Spen because I was real close with Mex, and Mex is like, yo, Spen could do one, and then because I like their stuff because they were doing the Outbreak ones, and and I was a fan of their work because they were kind of doing what we were doing, So started messing with them, and then I ran into Press again, and then I was like, yo, Press, you gotta bring that funk back, So Press started getting back on it, and then I hit him up today too. So
good. One of the ones that I really liked that year was I think it was I'm trying to remember when it was back in San Diego, and you had the room with kind of all the old artwork in there, and people could walk around at the
when we did the 15-year for San Diego.
Yeah,
it was like
the Heritage Center.
It was a 17-year anniversary, and we did all the posters from all the years. So
yeah, is that going to be part of it this year as well, or?
We weren't planning on it, but we do have one of every one pretty much, except for like maybe the last couple. But
okay,
yeah, maybe we would do that.
Yeah.
It's just so much. Man. It gets to be a lot when you got to like move around like 20 something posters around that are like printed out on canvases,
Yeah, I thought that room was really good because you had the one main room for the breaking, obviously, and then you kind of walked over to the other building and you had that little area for it. So I thought that was really cool. So I just an idea, something you want to do because people love that history, man, that memorabilia.
Yeah, if we don't, I'll probably do a slideshow or something on the screens or something.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody asked the question. They said, "What day is DJ Coco going on?"
I'm shooting to have them do both days. So
both days, okay.
Yeah, I'll have the week of. I'll have a schedule of everything. So yeah. I was thinking about having them do like a 1-hour set on Saturday to close it out, and then I kind of want them to have a rock before when Raekwon. But we're gonna have the final battle, and then we'll go to like, I want to do like Coco or Diamond D or both of those back to back, and then we actually have a surprise special performance.
So,
and then Raekwon. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So it's gonna be I figured too because I was telling people like last year and other years just the random people that have showed up that have supported you over the years, and especially for 25, man. Like I feel like there's gonna be some random special guests coming through. So
yeah, that's what we're gunning for. So we'll see.
You gotta come check it out. You gotta get your Eventbrite tickets, and you can just go. Like I said, I kept repeating. Just go to the Instagram, and then right there on Freestyle Session, there's an Eventbrite.
We did one. We have one too because I know like a $80 ticket's gonna cost some grip. So like on freestylesession.com, if they buy it off of the Shopify store that we have, you could actually break down your payments into like 4 payments like every 2 weeks. So kind of cool, yeah. So it just kind of works out to $20 a week spread amongst like 2 months is way more better than $80 in one pop.
No, it is. That's true.
I know how a lot of people do it, man. They just come to the door, and then it's probably gonna be more expensive at the door. So we want to create an alternative to where it doesn't hurt the pockets as much.
Yeah, no, I've seen that on PayPal and a lot of different ones. You're like, I could justify this. I can pay it off in 2 months rather than.
I mean, for me, it's like an event that you have to go to, but I understand that there's, so much other stuff to do, So,
No,
You
man,
gotta, you gotta figure out a
this
way,
one's
man.
special, man. This
Yeah.
one's special. That's what I've been telling people, man. I've been, trying to tell people for years. Like it's just every year is not like you just don't know what's gonna happen. I remember that one year when Wiggles got called out. Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. Like at these and who's gonna show up and the connections you make. I'm sure you hear stories all the time of just friendships made from over all these years, man.
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking about with somebody. I was like, man, like Freestyle Session is like a high school reunion, and like usually high school lasts for 4 years, and you talk about it for the rest of your life. But Freestyle Session it keeps going. So we're just like every year we're just like coming back and we're like reuniting every year. Like I mean, we're not the only event, but we are like one of the few events that you could go to that you could really get that vibe like that, where you're reuniting with like everybody from around the world, and you're celebrating. So
yeah, and even this year too, with all the individual styles in the room with Great 1-8ers, doing the house and the hip hop, the locking. There's just a lot happening. The kids battles, the over 40 battles. It's a lot.
yeah. I'm probably gonna probably just donate the third room to the Great 1-8ers, so they'll have 2 rooms to work with, and then and then we'll do all the breaking in the main room, and then
Okay.
So and then the second day is going to be all the top 16. So it'll be entertaining for all the rooms pretty much.
So I'm kind of interested in talking about the Jack in the Box sponsorship, only because that's kind of my background in trying to work with brands and stuff. How did that work?
Actually, we got hit up because a B-boy actually works for a marketing agency, and then he hit us up, and now I'm gonna just not even say his name because I don't want people hitting him up.
Yeah, it's all good.
but he hit us up and he told us that he works for a marketing agency and Jack in the Box is interested. So we're like, yo, let's get on a call, and then we got on a call, and yeah, like one thing led to another, and we figured it out, and I feel like we're giving them a lot, but at the end of the day, anything to put our foot in the door is great. So they're definitely interested in getting in the space. So I think next year we're going to do a little bit bigger, and yeah, man, like they're excited to get up into the space and just do more, so kind of excited.
Aren't they San Diego based too as well?
Well, the company that we're working with is LA based, so
right.
I don't know where exactly Jack, because we're not really talking to Jack in the Box. We talk to the marketing agency, so they do all the in betweens,
Yeah,
so.
I believe they are. I don't know. When I saw that, man, I was like, oh man, this is kind of to be, I don't know, for you and I, like listening to Padres games, it's always like, oh, if you get a home run, you get a Jack in the Box. That's kind of the thing,
Yeah,
so
I mean, like Jack in the Box for me is like in the fabric of breaking for Southern California.
Yeah.
Because we grow up, we were kids, we ain't got that much money, and that dollar menu was everything. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yep.
And anybody that says any different is lying, because that was everything. Like we go through and just order everything off the $1 menu.
I feel that way too, man. Because I remember, kind of like growing up, and it was like the 7-Eleven or the Jack in the Box was kind of the spot, and all the import cars would show up, and then all of a sudden, somebody would start throwing down, So it's cool that you can have a sponsorship like that, just to be able to support and more, like just like from talking to you back in the day when we first did that interview to now, like just seeing the growth of it, seeing the growth of like e-gaming and the sponsorships. So it just seems like there's a lot more seamlessness of sponsorships happening with the breaking community.
Well, I think just sponsors, just companies in general are looking for alternate means of, making their dollar last, because, Major League Baseball, NFL, all the big sports is just, that's got to be a ridiculous amount of money to get into. But like, you get into a breaking or, any random sport for next to nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be like that for long, but
For sure, man. Somebody asked how the format will be this year.
Well, the crew battle is 10 versus 10, so you have to have at least 4, and the limit is 10. So it's full crew battle. That's usually the format we usually do when we do full crew. So the last time we did that was the 20th anniversary. That was when the squadron battled the Monster Squad, and then other than that, everything. Well, the kids battles 3 versus 3. It's 15 and under. So 16 is too old. 15 and under, and then everything else is solo battles. So, and then we got we split up the open styles. So yeah, we split up the open styles, and then we added rocking as well. So we got popping, hip hop, house. We put whacking and locking together because like we didn't really like. The guys were telling me like there wasn't that many lockers entering the open styles, and then there wasn't really a lot of whackers entering the open styles. So I was just like, well, let's just put them two together because they're kind of similar. You know, we'll just figure out the music. Maybe it'll be one round, you know, whacking, and then one round, you know, locking, and then yeah. And then the judges, we actually got one whacker and then one locker, and then we actually got somebody that does both. I don't even think we announced it, but it's Tony Basil. So she's a legend. So you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I I gotta call it Wild Child, man, because he's like, oh, sorry for the Padres or not. Hey, man, we took down the Dodgers, bro. So you know, step up.
We won the Freeway Series, so it's all good.
They're a little bitter, you know. The little brother beat the big brother. But yes.
Pre-selections for solo battles. Basically, we're just gonna do a few ciphers, maybe 1 or 2. I mean, depending on how many we have, maybe 3 ciphers, and everybody throws a round down, and you get a score, and we're gonna take the top 16 scores, basically. So. Yeah.
Okay. So 16 will be in general, because I know last year for the Styles tournament was 32.
Yeah. That's why it takes so long. That's why it takes so long.
So everybody's top 16, right?
Oh, it should be. I got to talk to the Great One Hater guys about their room. So yeah.
I know just for myself, the videos I put out, I think I had at least 85 just from last year from the break-in and the Styles room. So I'm like, might have to double that this year.
That's wild.
Yeah. So as far as, like you said, the 10 on 10, and just kind of going back to the original Freestyle Session 1, for those that don't know, what was that kind of format like, and how did that kind of come about?
That was just full crew battles. I mean, that was just what was going on back then. You know, it was more full crews. There wasn't too many solo battles. There wasn't even really that many, like, you know, 2-on-2s, 4-on-4, like stuff like that. Like they were there, but not too many.
Looks like
it's gonna be on the same day. Every year is the same, man. We do the prelims day 1, and day 2 is the top 16 on.
Yeah.
Top 32, and you'll find out. Yeah, probably that night we'll probably have all the scores up on the website or something. We try to encourage people to go to both days, and it's not even a thing to like, you know, try to get everybody to pay and stuff like that. Like, because people could do whatever they want, but we try to encourage everybody to go. You know, and it's just really hard to just be on the spot and just be like, boom, this is who made it. You know.
Yeah.
So usually by the nighttime of day 1, we'll have you know, pretty much everybody who made it to day 2.
Right.
You know, like our entertainment lineup at the end should encourage everybody to go for both days for sure.
Yeah. No, it is, and I think, like I said, you just never know what's gonna happen. I feel like Freestyle Session just has that raw feeling compared to other events out there, and they're great events, but Freestyle Session is just, you've been there, man, since, you know, the early days of kind of when competitions were really starting to level up, and Will there ever be a time that you go back to San Diego for the finals, or is it kind of just you're staying with now?
I don't know. Maybe we're talking. We possibly might do the World Finals in Japan next year.
Wow.
So that's kind of in the discussions. We'll find out later this year.
Okay.
But yeah, that's been kind of in the discussions. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Part of that was what freestyle session did you finally take it over to Japan? For those that don't know.
Well, the first one was 2003 in Japan. So
Okay.
it's been over there for like almost 20 years, pretty much. So
Wow.
yeah.
And was that just because you were going over there yourself? I remember you kind of mentioning that you had traveled over there, and you're like, "Oh, this is a good idea to take Freestyle Session international."
Well, when I was younger, I'm half Japanese, so I always went to Japan. But when I was younger, after I graduated high school, my parents gave me like a ticket to go to Japan. So I went out there, found the scene out there. It was freaking off the hook, battling everybody, going to clubs, just having a crazy time, And then I met Machan Toshio-san from Top Nation when I was sponsored by Street Smart. So we went to Japan on tour, and he had told me, he said, "Hey man, you should move out here for a little while and just come chill, And I took him up on the offer, and I lived with him for like 4 months, and yeah, man, it was fucking great times, and we would drink at after I had like he gave me like one of his classes to teach, so we would always drink afterwards because I would make like $150 or something. We'd just go buy a bottle and we can drink a little bit and talk about our dreams, what we wanted to do. And I was like, man, I want to own my own business. And he was like, me too. And we just got to talking. He was like, man, you should go back home and do something. Maybe start a clothing company or something. And then yeah, man, like next thing you know, like a year later, I do Freestyle Session, and I didn't really even start it as a business. I was just like, I just want to do it because B-Boy Summit had left, and then out of the event became a video business and a t-shirt business because I was selling shirts and I was selling videos. So I started doing them very frequently, and I just started selling more stuff. Made a website, had the discussion board. Had more people coming to the discussion board, and then just selling more product and selling it around the world. And the first time I went to Europe with Rock Force was when I realized like how big it got, because it was like 99. I'm in Europe for the first time, and I'm just along for the ride because Rock Force is like known worldwide. Yeah. And people are like tugging at me like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" I was like, "Why?" Like I'm like nobody, And they're like, "No, you're the host of Freestyle Session." I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "CrosOne." I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh yeah, we want to take a picture with you." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." So, yeah.
Man, I know. So that you had it. VHS is already going out at that point.
Yeah, I would go everywhere. I would go to like Pro-Am. I would go to New York. I would go to Japan. I would always carry like a bunch of videos in my backpack, and then a couple shirts, and even some posters sometimes, and just get them off. And that would usually always pay for my trip. Yeah.
Those street marketing, man, just having it. I'm talking to Wiggles about that, and him just selling his VHS and stuff. So I think all of us have kind of been affected by that at one point of watching the VHS in kind of the early days of the early 2000s or late 90s and all that. So that's awesome that you could have that experience. Like, what's so special? But come on, man, like you've done so much to allow the community to grow and the culture and all that. So
yeah, I mean, I always tell people, I'm just the catalyst that makes it happen. But Freestyle Session is everybody's. It's not just mine and Polo's or whoever's. It's like it's all of ours.
Right.
And even when I work with promoters overseas, they're kind of shocked at how much I like let them get away with. Like it's not really like I don't really treat it like crazy business. Like it's like handshake deals and like yo, do this, do that. Like let's make it happen. You know what I mean? And it's not like crazy. Like like I've heard some events just charging like crazy. So
yeah.
Our goal is just to make it happen and make it happen for the people.
You do, man, for sure. So we had a question, but they said, long story short, I took CrosOne and Paul Ski workshop on being an organizer. What would you
Denver.
Yeah, skills talk event.
He said, "What would you rate skills talk event?" That was dope, man. Denver's actually, he's like a man of the people too, man. And obviously, because in all the different dance formats, people know him. So, they're going out full force to his event. And that speaks volumes about who you are as a person when people come out full force for your jam. Like you're making calls and telling people like, "Yo, I'm gonna do an event," and they gather up all their people. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't really do that anymore. But I know as a younger promoter, like that's what you want to do. You want to like connect with people and be like, "Yo, everybody needs to come out." Like I think I've said that enough times to people like over the course of 25 years. I don't even make calls anymore. I just go to the city and just be like, "Yo, you need to come."
Yeah, yeah. So do you think that's different? Obviously, like you're involved with so many different projects. I saw Rock City. You're now involved with you in Polo.
Yeah.
Awesome Little Rock. Is there a different? Obviously, there is a difference because of technology and all the different social media we have. But somebody who's maybe they want to start and kind of become similar to what you've done. What would they do today to do that?
To do what?
Just start an event, just kind of in the landscape in the area that we're at with so many different events.
Honestly, like I would just help people that are doing these events out, and get the knowledge straight from the source, and we're all out here, so we're always open to like anybody can go on my page and just be like, "Yo, what's up with this and that? Can you tell me how to do this and that?" And 9 times out of 10, I'll answer the question, So, for me though, I think it's better because I think there's plenty of events already, So I feel like people need to come together more. If there's like 20 events a year in a city, maybe we should make 10 and just have them like consolidate and make them better. You know what I mean? And get people from out of town into your city. You know what I'm saying? So like, you just got to cultivate it. A lot of people try to be the next Freestyle Session and they might live in like Nebraska. It's not gonna happen. Like luckily for us, we had a synergy with like the Southern California scene, which is super large at the time when I started, and it still is. But there's more of those now. There's like Moy's doing it in Houston. Master Monkey's doing it in Seattle. New York's always going to be New York, and like Miami, you got like all the Breaking MIA cats over there doing events. I mean, they're doing them very frequently, so they're really getting cultured and getting neck deep into the game of promoting. So they're figuring it out. So
I mean, Minnesota's been coming up too with their events. I know you've thrown other freestyle sessions out there, but
House of Dance has been doing a lot, and like like bringing all the different dances together is just creates a dope synergy that just it's just another feeling when you have different dances in the building because people know how difficult each style is.
I got a question for you. So this is kind of looking into the future a little bit, but I keep kind of telling people that no matter what style you're in, you need to be prepared for what's coming with Paris 2024. Do you feel like that's the same with the breaking community, that it's going to be so out there that there's going to be people calling these studios and just saying, "Oh, yo, I'm going for a breaking class or an event." Do you think it's going to be that crazy, or do you think it's still going to take a little time?
I mean, it depends on how. I mean, if it goes how I think it's gonna go, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But I think.
How's that? How do you think it's gonna go? I'm interested.
I think it's gonna be one of the most dynamic things that the Olympics has ever seen. Like I think all the athletes in all the other sports are gonna want to go check it out, and I think people's eyes are gonna be glued to this TV screen and watch it, as it unfolds. I'm just hoping that all the pieces are in place, to make that happen, to make it dope. We'll see. And all the schools that are already open, I feel like it's gonna be like they're gonna be picking up the phone like the next Monday. Everybody's talking about the Monday after the Olympics, like. I think already though, there's already been schools like sprouting out of nowhere already because of this, And I think that has a lot to do with the legitimacy that is brought, and just the more frequency of all these different events that are sprouting up. The more sport-like events, which are more family-friendly, because like most grassroots events are like, you just throw a DJ and an MC out there and you have a circle and you go at it. But like, these families want to like sit down, they want to have a nice little seat. So a lot more people are catering to that kind of style of event. So, and that's a whole different lane. So people don't have to be mad at that. It's just like, that's just for a certain demographic. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's still going to be what we have with the scene, and it may be just a little bit of both, but
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is, man. It's just growth. It's just
I was
growth.
watching the crowd with the Alabama when it was in Birmingham, and I was just like, man, like just the landscape of where this can go is just absolutely incredible, man. And
Yeah,
again,
that live stream was super dope.
yeah,
It was super exciting, and it didn't even have no like crazy play-by-play or anything. It was just more like you were there,
yeah. I was just looking at some of the people in the crowd, and I was just like, man, this is such a blessing for all these different people to witness it. And like you said, for 2024, the different athletes that are gonna come and catch it, and I don't know, there might be some training involved with other people. You got, like Flowmaster, trains everybody. So you gotta have these different mix of opportunities, not just in breaking, but in strength and conditioning. And so I just, it excites me after seeing Birmingham and even Buenos Aires with the youth. That was just, I just thought that was such a success.
Yeah, I mean that kind of catapulted everything into the Olympic sphere, So
Right.
but then you have like events like the one in Korea where they didn't have any like media, and like like they did a crazy judges showcase that went viral.
What I didn't see, was it the most recent one?
Yeah, they had like 9 judges, and like there might have been like two
Wow.
or three B-boys that were pretty decent, but the rest were just kind of like so. And plus, just sitting in the seat for like 9 hours at a time and then trying to get up and do a solo is kind of crazy. And I heard that the judges solo was like, they didn't have to do it, but some of them tried to do it and they just they weren't the business. So it's like it was funny. There was like literally a viral video that just made them look bad. But at the end of the day, man, the judges aren't there to like give you a solo, bro. They're there to freaking judge and do a good job doing that. So
Yeah. 9 hours is a lot, though, man. 9 hours is a lot for anybody. So, are you gonna be doing any commentating on PC1 or anything coming up?
no, I'm actually just I'm supposed to DJ the after party, so I got like an hour slot in the after party.
Yeah.
I'm not commentating this year. I did get hit up to commentate for the WDSF World Championships, both that one and the European Championships, but didn't really work out. I guess they got some. I think they got Ronnie, and then they ended up pitching in somebody that was local for them. So,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll be on the radar next year. I don't know. I'm not really. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it. I really want to do it for the Olympics or something, because I really want to get a dope seat at the Olympics. So I either want to do commentary, or I might have to just get my credentials and try to be a judge, because then I have the ultimate seat.
Yeah, there you go. Talk to Renegade or somebody. You got all the connections, so you can do it. And so nobody's reached out to you as far as the Olympics in terms of working with them, or?
Well, like all the different entities that are gearing towards the Olympics, they're all doing their thing, and I've gotten hit up like all over the place. But for me, I feel like we need to strengthen the actual core scene. So if the core scene is not doing good, then the Olympics ain't gonna do good. If the core scene isn't doing good, then when and if the Olympics comes and goes, then what's there to fall back on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like we want to strengthen the scene and make sure that it's going and it's flourishing.
What do you feel like is in need of most strengthening with the community right now?
just make sure all these local events and all the events all over the United States is doing well. You know, like it's hard to to be a promoter, man. Like
Yeah,
a lot to deal with. So just make sure everything's on the P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. And like I said, if you want to hit up Cross or anybody involved, always available, I guess, or sometimes available whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, being able
They
to.
got Afion Crockett in the building.
What's that? Say that again.
It's an Afion Crockett joint.
Oh, there you go.
That's cool. Yeah, he
Yeah,
used to
there's
dance
been.
too, right? He used
Say
to.
that again.
I've seen him dance with like Wild Child and his son. So.
Oh yeah. Anything about the Indian scene? You've been out to India?
I've been out to India for Rebel BC1, and I'm actually talking to somebody about doing a freestyle session in India. So,
Okay. Cool.
yeah, next year we're gonna bring it back down to the 3-on-3 for the main event, and then we're gonna just go more worldwide with it and hit more countries and bring them all over here. Either here or Japan. So we'll see.
This year, who do you have coming through that you had events in other countries?
We had an event in Colombia. So it was, what was the crew? I forgot. They had this wild name. It's just a bunch of like all stars, like Luma and some of her crew. And then in Japan we have the what is it? Damn, you put me on the spot. Yeah, we have a Japanese crew, and then the Ruggeds from Europe. So Ruggeds won. They're coming, and then we did one in Australia. Actually, I didn't get to go, but the winners over there are coming as well. So, so we got four crews.
Yeah.
Zoob, what up, Zoob?
Fat Cats, nice.
Zoob from Ground Zero.
I think I think it's great, man. I know India has really been coming up on all the different styles, man, and just being able to see all these different breakers from like the islands or wherever it is, man, just coming together. I think that again, going back to the 25th anniversary and you being able to have such a legendary influence, and again, I think it's just gonna keep growing. Like I said, different lanes. People can stay raw, or they can stay in the lane of Olympics. Like there's so much to be excited about.
Yeah, that's what I tell people, man. Like breaking is so beautiful that it could be whatever you want it to be. It could be an art, it could be a sport, it could be battle, it could be hip hop, it could be whatever you want it to be, and that's just is what it is. There's no like one thing that it's got to be, Like that's what I would get when people are like, nah, it's not for the Olympics. No, it's not for this. No, it's not for that. It's like, no, it could be for anything. Like it's just, I compare it to like a freeway, man. It's just like a freeway with like 8 different lanes, dude. Like, there might be one side where it's just all artistic in theater, having audience shows like that. And then on the opposite end is just strictly battles, like crazy battles, But there's going to be televised battles that are a certain way. There's going to be, I think in the future, there's going to be a lot of different categories, like you see like Freestyle Session, we're doing 40 and up, we're doing 15 and under, doing a regular battle. But I think there's going to be, kids battles, certain age, teenager battles. There's going to be like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Like I think there's going to be a bunch,
Yeah. It's been like I love the 40 and up battle. I hadn't gone to any previous because of my health, but last year being at it and seeing Crumbs and Flips and all these people that have been so influential. But I think too, it's just awesome, like to see them train, like really train to get back at it.
Yeah, man, it's like super nostalgic. So it kind of brings us back into the 90s, right? And all those folks,
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll get some good names this year. Frankie Flav up in here, so
he was supposed to do it, but I think he got injured.
Oh, really? Come on, Frankie, we gotta get.
I'm all laughing at him getting injured, like but yeah, he got injured, so he's like, I'm not gonna do it. We'll see.
We gotta have that BioFreeze sponsorship too, just in case,
Yeah, right. We gotta get that that sponsorship that we had before. What was that one? Tiger Balm.
Tiger Balm.
That was perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Well, is there anything else that you want to say just for Freestyle Session coming up? Or?
Nah, man. Hopefully, I mean, the main thing, man, is to get signed up because we're gonna close it like the day before, maybe even earlier. We'll
Okay.
see, but get signed up. Go to breakconnect.com and sign up all the different categories and get your ticket.
Yeah.
Freestyle.com or Eventbrite, and we'll see you there, man. And really, man, uh, share it. Like, let people know that it's happening, man. Because I feel like this is the spot. You know, like I think this is the platform, so everybody should be in the building. So if you're in LA, and if you know people from LA, just let them know that's happening, and it's gonna be off the hook, man.
For sure.
Got
Again,
Raekwon's gonna be in the building. Diamond
oh
D's
man.
gonna be in the building. And then the special guest is gonna be crazy, man. Like I just
Yeah.
tell you that we're leaving it as special guest, but yeah, it's gonna be wild. Just
No,
know
I
that.
bet, man. I bet. Like again, I just appreciate that you've been able to open it up to so many people, including us, and you're always so accommodating to people, and really, bro, like very legendary when it comes to. I know you won't say it because you're very humble, but yeah, man, like you're just and seeing your mom at Culture of Four, that was like, man, I love all. I think everybody always loves seeing your mom, you know.
Uh,
And your dad's definitely with you, like coming through like from heaven, and it's gonna be a great year, man. I really hope people understand that this is a very special anniversary. So
I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're conveying those thoughts because I'm just so busy doing it that I don't even have time to even think about it. I'm just like, yo, I gotta do this. I gotta make it pop, and so it's dope that people are like, yo, this is the one, because I know the 10th anniversary was off the hook, the 15-year anniversary was off the hook, the 15-year in San Diego of being in San Diego was off the hook. It was 17, and then the 20-year anniversary was dumb dope because we brought the crew battles back, and then we brought it back again this year. It feels like it wasn't even that long ago, but it was 5 years ago. So like, yeah, 25 years. I can't even believe it.
yeah, like I said before, 10 was my first one, man, and that was one to be in person. Maybe it was before. I'm trying to remember. I think I'm trying to remember. There was one that was kind of downtown near Hollywood that had oh man, I think that was 9.
Music Box.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that might have been 9, right?
I think Music Box was 11.
11. Okay, so 10,
Okay.
10 was
That was like our last crew battle. That was when I just kind of realized like, man, there ain't that many crews left.
yeah. I Gamblers versus MZK was the first one I went to, and that one was like insane.
Yeah, that was 10. That was at Palladium. That was legendary. So.
And then I think even just showing up for the LA Live one when the twins were battling, and then you had Stilo coming back and performing. Like
Yeah.
you had
I
Hubert.
I think that I think that one, man, like is what set off the open styles in all the other categories.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Bionic hitting me up. He's like, "Yo," or I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, I've got the twins out here. Can we get them? Can we get them signed up?" He's like, "Yeah, I think we can."
So
Yeah, for sure. So, well, thank you so much. I don't want to take more of your time, bro, but
no doubt, man. Thank you.
yeah, thank you again, and really appreciate it. And again, everybody go to freestylesession.com, get signed up. If you do it through remind me again,
Breakconnect.com.
Break Connect, you can sign up. And then if you want to do it in payments, what was that again?
I was at freestylesession.com. It's called
Okay.
ShopPay. It's a Shopify website. So yeah, you go to ShopPay. It splits everything up into four payments. So
So
and if you have a credit card, you could even split it up even more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so
yeah, it
yeah.
works really well. So, all right, man. Well, good luck. I'll be seeing you soon, and let us know if we can do anything, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Peace.
All right, peace.
All right.